health, it's one thing, but when you're financially healthy, it's a whole other thing. And I truly believe that freedom becomes available to us when we have our physical health, our financial health, and spiritual health. And when those three things are in alignment, that's when we have access to being totally free. So part of the reason for this presentation is to give you a little bit of information of the company that you may be choosing to partner with. Isagenix has created nearly 300 millionaires, and what that means is that nearly 300 people have taken home $1 million in cumulative commission. Isagenix is a multi-billion-dollar company. It has earned over $6 billion in total sales, and they have impacted millions of lives. Isagenix is a privately held company. And why that's really important is because it's privately held, we are like the shareholders. So the people that Isagenix has to keep happy are us, the people in the field. We're their marketers. We're the ones that drive their business. Isagenix does have a board of directors, but those directors aren't shareholders. So the company doesn't have to respond in trying to keep them happy as shareholders. So we are the key. In fact, their slogan is, if it's not right for the associates, it's not right for the company. Isagenix is debt-free. We are open for business in 19 countries. Now, there's been some shifting lately because of economies in marketplaces, and we've come out of some countries and we're looking to go into other countries. But what this really means for you is that Isagenix is a global business. And imagine for a moment that from the comfort of your home, you could be the owner of a global online economy, or global online company. You will have the right to do business in any market that Isagenix is open in. So for example, right now you're going to pay to set up your membership to make money in this region. And this region is Canada, the US, Puerto Rico, and Mexico. Then you have the option to decide to pay for a global membership, which allows you to do business in any of the other global countries and global markets. Now, I want to bring you back to the Isagenix cash flow quadrant. Remember, our goal is not to be in the 95% that earns only 5% of the income, but your goal is to be among the 5% that own 95% of the income. So what I'm going to talk to you about and really focus on is how to build your 6% and how to develop your leaders. Because if you do this piece here on the right, the left side of the quadrant already happens, because this has to happen in order for you to get into position to start working on this. But where you don't want to get stuck, what most people do, and as Suzanne mentioned in the previous presentation, is focus on the activities on the left side of the equation. What you want to do is focus on the right side of the equation. That's where you're developing your leadership and your leaders. And this is really about investing in a network. It's about investing in yourself and your own capacity to lead a network. And it's about training leaders and developing leaders. And if you're able to do that, you will have financial freedom. So let's take a look at how Isagenix actually works. Isagenix is built on the power of 2. Now remember what Suzanne said, that you're going to get your 10 consumer coaches and you're going to teach each of them to get their 10. Well, what's beautiful about Isagenix is, in a lot of other companies, when you think about getting your 10 people, they place them front line. So what that means is that you're on the top and you have 10 people below you. But in Isagenix, we only build 2 teams. So what you're actually doing is you're stacking your 10. So if we look at this diagram here, you're up here, let's say, you're going to stack your 5 on this side, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 on this side. And when you see this, what do you see immediately that happens here? What can you see here? Anyone? Well, if we look carefully, we can see that this whole side, all of these people are financially connected, and all the people on this side are also financially connected. So what's really cool is that there's a momentum that can be built, and there's a great sense of team as we continue to build together. So when people, as in other companies, are building wide and then going deep, it's always these individual pockets and they're not connected. But because we build depth and we stack people on top of each other, all these people right here on this side are financially connected, and all these people on this side are financially connected. So do you guys really get this? Like, this is really exciting here. So let's say, for example, this is Bob, and Bob puts a person in here. And then this person decides that they talk to a friend and put a person down here. Now, Bob spoke to someone else. The only place that Bob can put someone is underneath that new person, either on this side or underneath a new person, the last person on the other side. And so Bob and everyone on this side are building this team, and Bob and everyone on this side are building this team. And this creates synergy because we're building the team together. And this is a part that's really exciting. It doesn't matter how deep you go, you get paid on everybody. Do you guys get how exciting that is? And so Isagenix, what Isagenix does is they track volume. The volume is generated by your network. Every product has a point value. And that point value is what they track. So they don't track people, they track volume. So what they're looking at is how much product is purchased by an entire network, not just by you alone, by the entire network. And by tracking it, they track it by using this thing called BV, which is business volume. So let's take a look at how this works. Say this order comes in on the left and it's for 300 BV. And then this order comes in and it's for 300 BV. And then we have a couple more orders come in and they're each 300 BV. So this team is rocking. And now this team has a total of 1200 BV, right? Because we have 4 orders at 300 BV each. Now let's take a look at the right team. Say you have an order that comes in for 100 BV, and then you have another order that comes in for 300 BV. So this team on the right now has 400 BV. What the computer says is when you have 600 BV on one team and 300 BV on the other team, you have earned what's known as a commissioned cycle. That's 900 BV. Then the company says, well, 6% of 900 is $54. That's US, it's a little higher in Canadian. But remember, we didn't use all the points. So we only used the 600 of the 12 here, and we only used 300 of the 4 on this side. Well, that balance is going to sit there, and it's going to continue to accumulate as the orders come in. And when you have enough to generate another commission cycle, whether it's 600 or 300 on each side, it doesn't matter. A company will pay out another cycle to you. And where other companies may flush that volume, Isagenix doesn't do that. You own your volume. It will sit there and you will collect as long as whenever it's accumulated the 600, 300 split. So as long as you're active, that volume will just sit there until you cycle. So we're always building 2 teams. That's what we have to remember. Everyone has a right team and everyone has a left team. Now watch this. If I were to draw a line down the center underneath the person at the top here, do you see how both the left and the right teams of these people make up the left leg of this person, the left team here? It's the same on the right side. We can see how the right and left teams on the right side make up the right team of this person. Well, That's the power of bringing in leaders, because leaders will build their own franchise models below you, and they also have to build two teams. And leaders will drive a lot more volume than a customer because they're working on building their teams. And so we are always creating synergy because there's a team that you build with the person that brought you in, and there's a team that you initiate on your own, but then you continue to build it with all the people that you bring in. So remember, we're always building two teams, and we're always going after the 300, 600 commission cycle. And as I said, it doesn't matter which side has the 300 or which side has the 600. So let's talk about how this all works and how you get access to what happens below you. Let's say this is Cindy. Now Cindy comes in and she bought products, so she's a customer, just like everyone when they first come in. Cindy buys a pack worth 200 BV, so she's an active customer. Remember, to be active, the magic number is 100 points in BV. Now, in order for Cindy to open her two teams, she needs to have an active person on her right and an active person on her left. What that means is 100 BV needs to flow from here, and 100 BV needs to flow from here, from each side. Now, this could happen a couple of ways. She could have one person who orders 100 points, or she could have multiple people whose orders together equal 100 points, but they have to be personally enrolled by her. So once she has her personally enrolled volume on each side equaling 100 BV, she is active, and she is active herself. She is now a paid as consultant. You will want to stay as a paid as consultant in order to continue getting paid. Think of it as contributing to prosperity and therefore being able to benefit from prosperity. Now, if you want to build your team and build your business faster, you will want to start to franchise yourself many times. And you are always looking for those 10 leaders, 5 on one team and 5 on the other team, who are also contributing. So the most important rank in Isogenics is consultant. What you're going to do is become a consultant and teach anyone that wants to participate in the compensation plan how to become a consultant. Really, that's all you need to remember. Become a consultant, teach people to become consultants. You want 5 consultants on one team and 5 consultants on the other team. And now you have laid your foundation. These are the main and most important parts of the plan. And remember, it's all based on helping people redirect money they're already spending and redirect it so that they're getting healthy. Oh, there's just one more thing I want to talk to you about. So remember the left side of the equation, and Suzanne talked about being an associate, and every time you refer someone to Isogenics, the company will pay you the referral and 6% of the volume. Well, Isogenics has certain packs that have a product introduction bonus attached, what we call a PIB. For example, let's take the weight loss basic pack. So we'll go down here to the weight loss basic pack. Now, the weight loss basic pack has a product introduction bonus, or a PIB of $25. So that means if you enroll someone with a weight loss basic pack, Isogenics will give you a PIB of $25, and that's US. And the volume of that pack would go into your bank, remember, towards that 300-600 split that we're looking for. Now, if you were to enroll 2 people within the same paid week, and Isogenics paid week is Monday to Sunday, 11:59 p.m., with a qualifying pack, Isogenics would double your PIBs for each of those people. So if we take the example of the weight loss basic pack, that $25 PB, and each of those people come in with a weight loss basic pack, the $25 that you would get for one person now doubles, and you would get $50 for each person. And that's for doing it within the same paid week. This is something that Isagenix offers as upfront money to help you get going, which is a great incentive as you work towards building your 2 teams and developing your leaders. The last thing I want to mention is that for every rank, there is a time frame. So from the day that you decide you want to make money, you have 30 days to become a consultant. If you do that within the 30 days, you earn a bonus of $111. That's over and above your 6%, and that's over and above the PIBs. Similarly, there are bonuses for other ranks as well. The person that enrolled you will let you know each of your target dates, will let you know each of your target dates and what your bonus will be once you hit them. And with that, I want to thank you for taking time out on a Saturday afternoon to be with us. I hope you enjoyed the presentation, and please get back to the person that invited you out.
Well done.
There we go.
Well done, Boz. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. It's my pleasure, guys. I had fun.
That was crystal clear.
Clear?